I'll just go into a table position. I'm just going to gently put my knees down today. I'm going a bit gentle. Okay, and what I'll actually do now is just sort of sit into a hero pose just quickly. Take in some deep breaths. And what I'm actually trying to do now at this point is focus on the breath. So as I'm getting into position now, I'm taking deep breaths in. And what I want to try and be conscious of when we're doing this routine is kind of breathing in, not too quickly, but just, a nice even breath in, but then trying to extend the external breath. So the as we're breathing out, I want to try to lengthen the exhale breath if you can. So it's kind of like we're going to kind of breathe in and then go into a camel pose. So I'm going to bring the back up as high as I possibly can for a second. Hold it there. And then on the slow down, we're going to come down into a cow. And I'm going to go into the cow pose nice and slowly, starting to look up towards the windows, bringing the stomach down to the ground, really feeling the stomach stretching and a little bit of the spine kind of bending, if you like. So we're trying to put a nice curve in the spine, and then I'm going to bring it all the way back up and breathe in again. So sucking in oxygen, new energy. Okay, once we're up there, we'll hold the breath for a couple of seconds, and then we'll try and slow down the exhale. Brilliant. And that's going to start to calm the whole nervous system down and everything else. I'm going to put the hands out in front, okay, keeping the bum up in the air. It's literally just extending the hands out in front, and from here I'm going to bring the head down into the happy puppy pose. So I'm going to bring it down. So there we go, not happy puppy, sorry. We'll hold it there for a couple of seconds. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale on a nice deep breath, and then try and relax the arms and let the armpits and the elbows fall to the ground. Just for a second. Lovely. I'm putting the hands back on the ground. I'm going to come back up onto the hands for a second. And for a second, I'm just going to do a cobra pose. So I'm going to bring the hips forward, keeping the feet where they are, extending the feet out to the back there. And I'm going to come up into a nice cobra pose, looking up to the sky. There we go. You feel a little bit of pinching on the lower back, so we are getting a nice curvature on the lower back. We're stretching the stomach out, just looking up and pushing down on the hands. Brilliant. Okay, from here I'm going to come up into the table again. I'm going to go into the downward dog, so we're going to set up for the downward facing dog. So I'm going to bring the hands back a little bit, so I'm more into a table position. Bring the toes up, and then I'm going to come up onto my toes for a second. I'm not going to straighten the legs just yet. I'm going to just warm them up. So I'm going to push the ankles down one by one. And as I'm pushing the ankles down to the ground, I'm also going to start to stretch out the legs a little bit. So pushing the knees back a little bit to try and straighten the legs and stretch the hamstrings and the glutes. Just for a second, just to warm them up, ready. We'll do a basic downward dog first of all. So I'm going to go quite back on the mat, go a little bit wider. Brilliant. So this is a nice easy downward dog. I'm going to push down on the heels in a second, but I'll take a nice deep breath in here. It could be quite a quick breath, it doesn't have to. I just want to fill the lungs with air. Nice big deep breath, and then on the exhale, nice and slow, I'm going to bring the heels down, straighten the legs, and bring the head between the arms towards the knees. Really feel the stretch on the hamstrings, the glutes, and the calves. We'll hold it there for a few seconds. There we go, really feel the stretch. And in a second I'm going to come back down into the table. Beautiful. So I'm going to come down back into the table position. Because my feet are quite wide, I'm just going to kick the toes out the back and then come down into a child's pose for a second. All the way back down, all the way into the child's pose. Head down onto the ground. A nice stretch off in the lower back. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then exhale. We'll come back up again. Brilliant. So you can make the downward dogs a little bit tougher if you want to bring the feet higher up towards the body. It does make it a little bit tougher. Okay, from here we're going to try for the downward dog. So I'm going to bring the knees in a little bit closer to the center. Okay, I'm going to bring out my right leg first of all. I'm just going to try and balance table. So I'm going to bring out the right leg, just going to have a little look, make sure it's horizontal. From there I'm going to point the toes away, as far away from the body as I can, and I'm going to bring up the left hand, bring it out nice and slowly, where everything's nice and balanced, and then I'm trying to get the fingertips and the toes as far away from each other as they possibly can, lengthening the body, stretching out the torso and the arms. Beautiful. Okay, in a second we're going to bring that down nice and slowly in a really controlled manner, so everything's under control, voluntary, brilliant, so we're not falling at any point. I'm going to try the other leg now, just to make sure we got the balance right, because we are going to do some exercises in a second. So I'm going to bring up the left leg. Once the left leg's up, I'm going to bring up the arm, concentrate on the balance, the centre of gravity in the stomach, and just balance everything away from that, bringing toes and fingertips as far away from each other as they can. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to slowly and control bring that down back into a normal table. Excellent. That's brilliant. Okay, so we're going to go for the Pilates version. We'll try and do, say, 5 reps each arm. I'm going to go back in to that table, so right leg again, left arm. So they come back out into that balance table for a second. I'm going to keep into the balance table, bring the elbow to the knee. So I'm going to do a little bit of a camel to bring the back up, to be able to bring the knee in, back out to the, there you go, balance table. We're going to come back in again for 2, beautiful, and then slowly back out again, nice and extended as far as you can, 3, brilliant, here we go. We'll just do 1 more of these, and then we'll swap over to the other side, beautiful. So we've still got a little bit of work to do on this side. We don't want to make it a really long workout, we want to make it nice and smooth. And then I'm going back into the balance table for a second. Ooh, take a nice deep breath in, just to re-oxygenate from the workout. Beautiful. Right, get rid of that fuel. Right, I'm going to go into the left leg, right arm. This is going to come out nice and straight, going to look forward. Okay, everything's nice and horizontal. From there it's going to go elbow to knee, nice and controlled, coming back out into balance table. Back for number 2, 2. And then coming back out, balance table, beautiful. And then we're going to come into 3, and then we'll do 1 more, back into the balance table. So still got a little bit of leg lifts to do and pulses to do on the legs and glute. So this is all going to strengthen the lower back. It's going to be more about kind of like lower back glute area that we're going to kind of strengthen at this point. Cool. So from there I'm going back to the right leg for a second. I'm just going to stick 1 toe out as far as I can, so it's going to be an extended leg, and the toe will touch the ground for a second. Okay, what I'm going to do now is bring it up as high as I can. Actually, we can go down onto our elbows for this one. It'll make it a little bit more next level. Okay, so we're going to go onto the elbows for a second. Okay, I'm going to bring the toe up as high as I can, really flex the glutes and lower back down to the ground. We can do 4 of these as well, coming all the way up, extended as high as it will go, really. So we really want to stretch the stomach as well as contract the glutes. 3, 1 more of those, and I'm going to try and go even higher on this one for 4. Okay, so whilst it's down there, I'm going to just put it there for a second. These are called pulses, so what I'm going to do is bring it up to the balance table and then pulse. 2, 3, 4, but it can be a little bit slower, so it's going to be more like 1, controlled pulses, 2, really short movements, but there we go, makes it a little bit more intense, but it really builds the muscle in that glute and lower back area. And then back down, excellent. Okay, I'm going to bring the other leg up, point the toes to the ground as far as away as I can. Okay, so I'm just going to go as high as it will go. 1. Slowly down, touch the toe on the floor, and then come straight back up for 2. Brilliant. And then down to the ground, touch the toe on the floor, and 3. So this is more like a workout now, actually. And 4. Okay, so we're going to bring it to the middle and do the pulses. So it's going to be 1 control pulse, 2 control pulse, 3 control pulse. 1 more, 4, and then back down to the balance table in the almost Sphinx position. Yay, brilliant. I'm going to actually go into a child's pose to stretch off the lower back from that one, and the glutes, stretch off the muscles that we've just worked. So I'm going to go into the child's pose one more time and come down. Whew. Just to let go of some of that carbon dioxide that you've just built up there from the exercises. And when you feel a bit more sort of balanced and grounded and ready to move on, yeah, we'll have a little go at some of the thread the needles. So we're going to stretch up the upper body and kind of give that a little bit of a stretch. So we're going to do a thread the needle. I'll do left hand on the ground, right arm, and through the needle, thread the needle through the hole, head down to the side of the ground, resting the shoulder on the ground and trying to get a stretch of the what they call the trapezius and rhomboid muscles up here and the shoulders. And then when you're in a comfortable position, I'm going to bring the arm up and either bring it here, or I can do like a front crawl swim-in version, or you can just leave it where it was. It's entirely up to you. This is my favourite. Okay, I'm just going to do a breath here. Try and let the muscles relax and stretch. Then when I'm ready to go to the other side, I bring the arm back down and press. Push the head up nice and slowly, slowly, slowly. Because when you've got a stretch muscle, it is a little bit vulnerable, it is a little bit weaker. So you don't want to kind of jump straight out of a stretch. It's a nice, easy slide out. So I'm threading the needle through the hole, bringing the head to the ground, shoulder to the ground. There we go, letting gravity take the weight. Okay, when I feel like I'm comfortable and my head's on the ground, shoulders on the ground, arms relaxed, I can either bring up the arm again, bring it into this position. It's really good for your posture, really good for your posture. Okay, I can either go for the normal, 2 or 3, depending on where you want to stretch or where you feel most relaxed. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then we're going to reset now into the table, ready to stretch the gluteal muscles, the hips, and all the side of the muscles here. So I'm going to push down, bring the head back up, nice and slowly. Excellent. And then put the hands on the ground again, ready. Okay, so I'm going to do the pigeon. I'm going to go for the light pigeon, the pigeon, should I say. I'm going to bring the leg over, the knee over to the other side. This is the smoothest, and I'm going to bring it down until I'm really lying on that front leg. Now ideally, if you've got big hips, you'd be able to put your hips down on the ground and lie down like that, but it doesn't stretch it well enough for me. So I like to come up a little bit higher up, be heeling, sort of more like lying on the heel part and lying on the front of the leg, so that I can come down into the lying king pigeon for a second. We'll take a nice deep breath in here. You should feel this on the hip joint mainly. The lying king pigeon, anything that's lying down on the ground like that, is really relaxing and gravity's taking you down. You can leave it up to 3 minutes per pose, so it depends how much time you've got. If you've got all afternoon, you can just lie there for 3 minutes. Chest up, nice and light, so we did the lying king pigeon into the normal king pigeon. You get a little bit of a stretch of the muscles at the moment. One more time. Okay, we've done quite a lot here. So I'm going to bring the other leg over, the other knee. Brilliant, next to it. Excellent. I'm going to slide that foot back and just keep sliding as far as it can go. Just keep sliding, keep sliding, keep sliding, all the way back. Push the foot back and then head down onto the ground. Nice and comfortable onto that front knee. And then from here, we'll take a couple of deep breaths. So I will breathe in. And it's on the exhale that you relax mainly. So inhaling kind of can set you up for the actual relaxation pose, and then when you exhale, that's when you switch it all off and let the bones do all the work. Breathe in again. And try and go deeper into that stretch. And I'm going to come up, keeping the legs where they are. I'm coming into the king pigeon. So coming all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Okay, I'm going to look forward. This point here, looking up, chest up, pushing down on the hands. Lovely, feeling the stretch in the groin and obliques, abdominals. Wow, all that area there. Brilliant. Alright, we'll come back up one more time. We want to go into the lizard pose now, ready for the lunges. So I'm just going to reset my legs a little. Okay, so from here what I'm going to do is go into like a half press up. The legs will come up into the air as high as they'll come. Okay, I'll just do that a few times to warm it up, because I'm there, I want to go into like a camel with one leg and then come all the way up. 2. Usually takes 3 or 4 of these to get a really good lizard pose going. And 3. One more. We're going to lunge now, bring the leg on the outside so it comes up, and then the leg's going and the foot's going to come on the outside of the other foot into like a lizard pose there. Perfect. And when you feel like your foot's took over the control of the weight, we can take our hands off the floor and just use our legs. Excellent. Perfect. Wow, we're here already. Okay, so we're going into the warrior ones now, so I want to make sure my posture's all set and balance is all ready to go. So I'm coming up into the warrior one to start with. We're looking all the way up, arms nice and high, and then separating off. So this is coordination and balance again into a warrior 2. So the warrior 2 will be nice horizontal arms just like that. Beautiful. Okay, that's the easy one. We're going to try the other one. So go back up into warrior 1 again. I'm going to twist the other way and try the opposed version. So now I'm going to twist off. There we go, finding your balance. Very good, Rob, brilliant. Very good at this. Wow, you look very solid today. Amazing. Wow, you look stronger today. Okay, and then coming all the way up into the warrior 1 again. Wow. All right, cool. I like that. And then arms come down. Brilliant. Wow, you do look really strong today. Wow, show me up. And then the arms will come down, the chest will come up. This is like a chest stretch ready. So kind of head's coming up. And what I'm going to do now is bow forward into a humble warrior. So I'm going to bring the head forward, down to the knee. The arms will come up as high as they will. And we're bowing into a humble warrior. There we go. Brilliant. Holding that there for a second. That's really good. Well done. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to bring the arms down, just relaxing the arms, keeping the chest where it is for a second. I'm going to bring the hands down to the ground and put hands either side of the leg. So I'm going from the inner leg. I'm going to go back into time. I'm going to go from 6 o'clock to 5 to 4 to 3. And I'm bringing the hands up as high as I go, all the way to 12. I'm watching the thumb, so the hand's just going to stay where it is, but I'm actually keeping my eye on the thumb. Keep my eye on the thumb, brings the shoulders up to 12. We'll hold it there because we're in control. We don't want to fall or be pushed. So with strength, we bring it down nice and slowly, relaxing it down, breathing out to the bottom. Then we start to breathe in again as we rise the other arm up to the other side for 7 o'clock. There's 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. We'll hold it at 12 for a second or point to the stars. Depends when you're doing it. And then we're going to be slowly bringing that back down again under control, using our muscles. Beautiful. New muscles, yay. So it will get easier and easier and easier and easier. Beautiful. So what I've got here now, I'm going to bring this foot back and back into the table. I've got to go the other side now. So I'm going to breathe in. On the exhale, I'm going to come down, bring the leg up, back up again, 1, knee it up to the chest, and then push out for 2. Getting ready for a lizard on 4, so 3, beautiful, excellent, ready on this lizard for the 4th, and straight into the side, beautiful. So once your leg's on the side, we're going to get it into position. When you feel like the legs took over, we bring the hands up. And we're there. Brilliant. We're back into the lunge position. One side can be stronger than the other, so you might kind of go, yeah, aced one side. The other side, not so great. So just just be wary of that. It can change. Okay, so I'm going to bring up into warrior 1. Beautiful. I'm going to split off to the inner leg and go to warrior 2. Nice, perfect. Nice and horizontal, check. We'll just hold it there for a second, because we're not rushing anything, everything's within. Up to warrior 1, opposed warrior 2, here we go. So we're splitting off now, brilliant. Trying to keep that nice and horizontal, very good. Very good. Wow. Your back looks so strong today. Excellent, I love it. And then arms come all the way up. You look so strong today. Brilliant. Core muscles have developed. Arms will come back behind me to clasp. Still looking up, bringing the chest up to the sky. Shoulders back, clasping the hands. Shoulder stretch and chest stretch. Okay, from here I'm going to lean forward, continuing the shoulder stretch, and then into the humble warrior, as high as it'll go. Really stretch that muscles out, really good, brilliant. So it's an all body, well, it's a whole body stretch, this one, excellent. And then I'm going to release the hands, relax everything down, arms to the hands to the side of the leg. Okay, we're going from the inside leg first of all, so we come inside, we bring it all the way to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, watching the thumb again, coming all the way up, just keeping the eye on the thumb, brilliant, and 12, excellent. Even if you have a few months off from this, you know, some of these poses will get a little bit ropey and you'll be like, oh, I can only get to 11 now, it's about 3 months off, but you'll get there. It just takes a little bit of practice, a few sessions, and you'll be straight back to where we are today. It's one of the fastest developing exercises you can get. Hands on the ground. We're coming all the way up to the side, all the way up to the opposed side, keeping our balance and maintaining the smoothness of the flow, if you like. We're trying to create a flow throughout the body, and then slowly back down. Beautiful. Wow, very good. Okay, I've got both hands down on the ground. I'm going to go to standing up now, so I'm going to put all the weight on this front foot, a bit like a squat or a lunge. So in a second, when I'm ready, I'm going to go and put the other foot next to it. I'm still going to be standing, I'm not going to go standing straight up, I'm going to bend over first of all. So hands on the ground, push down on the foot, bring the other foot next to it. Excellent. From there, I'm going to hold on to the ankles and slowly rise up. Bringing the hands up through the side of the legs so that you don't rush anything. We go vertebrae by vertebrae. Usually most people have got 33, some have 34. There we go. And then we're coming all the way up to heads up straight, our shoulders are back, our chest is up, feel the dopamine, there we go, excellent, serotonin, all the good stuff to the bottom, brilliant. Alright, so from here I'm going to go into a split lunge for a second. So what I'm actually going to go into a lunge position to start with. I'm going to put one elbow onto there, so I'm leaning over. Now what I want to try and do, it's an extended triangle, so I'm going to try and match this back leg with this arm. So from here I'm going to come up to straight. Okay, that's a triangle. I'm going to extend the triangle and try and get it in line with the leg and the body. Brilliant, so it will just come over a little bit further over, almost like it's touching your head. There you go, that's it. Beautiful, see that straight line down, beautiful, Rob. That's the one. Alright, from there I'm going to bring this arm down, okay. It's going to come to the middle, just so that I can come back to the middle, and then go into a lunge this side. Hold on your weight onto the elbow onto your knee. This arm's going to come up, all the way up to 12, beautiful, so that's your triangle. And then I'm going to extend the triangle so you can see the extension of the triangle using the arms. That's it. And it mirrors really help with this one. Beautiful. And then the arm comes back down again. And then I'll go back to the middle. I'm just going to bring the feet in a little bit for this next one, so we'll do the triangle now. So this version we do where I tilt the body off to the side. This hand's going to touch the knee or the outer leg. This is coming to 12. From here I'm going to slide down the leg very slowly, controlling it using the hands on the calf, and I'm coming down as low as it will go. Some people can touch the floor. I try and go to ankle. Ankle's good enough for me. Really feel the stretch of the hamstrings, the inner thigh. From there I'm going to use this hand to pull me up to 12, to 12, to 12, to 12. When I get to the knee I can then balance back up. Phew. And then I go on the other side, I'm balancing the other side, holding onto the knee for guidance, sliding down the leg, keeping that hand at 12, with the thumb, I'm just concentrating on the thumb. It's a lot less to do. And then all the way to the ankle for a second. Using strength and control, we're going to bring the hand all the way back up till we get to the knee. Superb. And then we're going to cross the hands together for a second. Ooh, the toes are going to come forward, so the face is forward and we're going down. Nice and slowly down into a yogic squat. So I'm just trying to slowly bring the glutes down a little bit lower. And then when I'm sort of ready, I'm going to put the elbow inside the muscle of the knee here. Elbow, elbow, hands clasp. So the progression of this one is that can be good enough for anyone. But sometimes you want to be able to stretch them out a little bit further. So you want this hand and all your forearms to be horizontal at that point there. Then you really feel the stretch on the inside thighs. Ooh, there we go. We'll hold that there for a second. And then when I'm ready to release it, I'll just bring the hands back up to take the pressure off again. Beautiful, and then come all the way back up. Wow, okay, I'm going to bring the feet together for a second because that really burns. So I'm going to go for a nice big stretch up for a sec before I do the next one. So we're going to go through the trees. It's a very balanced one, so we can go either intermediate or beginners feet like that, or we can go intermediate or advanced. Might try the advanced today. I'm going to stare at the ground so that way I can keep my gaze fixed and I can kind of go into alpha on the brain and relax and then not worry about swaying. Yeah, when you look around there's too many stimulus for you and you're like that, you can really throw you off. So just staring at the ground or even one spot on the ground. From here I'm going to bring my hands from the heart chakra, through the throat chakra, through the third eye, all the way up through the crown to the top. The top is the volcano. So we're going to hit the volcano all the way up to the top, separate the volcano, bring it down to tree, so it's relaxing the arms, the shoulders, into tree, keeping staring on the spot and just let the arms do its thing. Close the volcano up, bring it down through the chakras to the heart again, nice and slowly. From here, and they're going to slowly bring the hands out to the side for a perfect balance, hands up. Excellent. If you're really brave, you can look at each hand at this stage. Okay, from there I'm going to bring the hands together and start to use my grip on my feet, so then I'm going to bring it all back down again. Excellent. We'll slide in a little bit on there. Yeah. Sometimes you have to get the right material for, sometimes you can wear stuff you're like, slip. A little bit like that today. Right, try the left. So sometimes it's not so great on the other side, but you know, that develops and it gets balanced. You become ambidextrous. Yeah. Right, there we go. Now is that going to hold? Let's go for it. Okay, so from the heart I'm going to come through the throat, the third eye, the crown, to the volcano, all the way to the volcano. Open up the volcano, relax the shoulders, the arms, down to the tree. Yeah, I'm finding that part the hardest actually, the leg bit. Okay, it's relaxed, it's just slippy. And then I'm going to come all the way back up, close the volcano for a second, down through the chakras, to the heart. Beautiful. Yay. No. Wow. So from there, we'll lie down. Yeah, we'll lie down. I haven't found a clever way to flow to lie down yet. So, but in Hatha yoga, it is very much here's a pose. No, I don't have to try that, and it's kind of pose to pose to pose, and there's no really flow to it. So sometimes when you do that, so it's just coming back down to the ground. I'm going to actually stretch up my quadricep muscles here, the thighs, by just lying on the side for a second, holding onto the back of the foot, and then just bringing the knee slowly back. And this is more athletic stretching, so you don't really, you usually see this in Pilates. There's no really Pilates there or yoga pose for this, but it is a very vital stretch. The quadriceps. I guess we could do the hero pose, that's one way to do it in yoga, but this is more athletic. Okay, and then I'm going to roll over and just do the other side for a second. So we hold on to the back of the leg. The knee will match the other knee to start with, and then when you start stretching, you separate the knees, bringing them back, bringing the hip forward as well. Really feeling that stretch on the thighs. Yeah, if you've done lots of walking or running or cycling, these are really good. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to lie on my back for a second. So, in a sec, when we're ready. No rush though, I mean, we're alright. We've got 15? Yeah, 15. We're nearly there. We're on our back now, so this is the last phase, going from the front to standing to kneeling to back. Brilliant. I'm going to do a nice little sort of torso twist to start with, a nice easy one. So I'm going to just either bring the hands behind me, hands out to the side, or if you want to start, you can start at the side here. I'm just going to bring the knees off to one side for a second. Beautiful. Now sometimes you might need a cushion underneath. You think, oh, that's enough of a stretch, you can just put a cushion or some yoga blocks underneath your knees. But if you're quite welcome to bring your knees all the way down to the ground if you can. And just relax, just for a second. Okay, I'm going to put my hands behind me, just like that. Okay, we'll switch off. Take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to do some work on this area in a sec, so I just want to stretch her off first of all. And then I'm going to bring the knees up, just for a second. Brilliant. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to slowly and control the knees down to the other side, off to the right. Beautiful. Brilliant. And if this is too easy, you can always cross the legs over and do it with the legs crossed. I'll just quickly show you that. So you cross the legs and then come over that way like this. We'll cross the legs and then come over this way. Okay. For a deeper stretch. Lovely. Right, let's do some Pilates work here. So I'm going to bring the knees back together, feet on the ground. Okay, I'm going to bring the hands back down by the sides of my body, and then I'm going to raise up nice and slow. These are called yoga, these are bridge rolls, not bridge. So in yoga, it would just be literally lift the lid, everything up, hold it there for a second, and then slowly back down. In Pilates, it's more of a bridge roll. So the first thing that comes up is the hips. The second is the lower back, then the mid back comes up, then the upper back. Okay, when you're at the top, then the first thing that comes down is the mid back, then the lower back, then the hips. So it's kind of like by a roll and a roll back down, and then a roll and then a roll back down. So it's not like a straight lift. So what I'm going to do now is bring up the hips, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, hips in the air. Brilliant. And then the reverse of that would be mid back to lower back to hips. We'll do that again. So I'm going to bring up the hips. I'll do this 3 times. Hips, lower back, upper back. Brilliant. Going down on the upper back, mid, lower, hips. One more. Okay, we're going to keep the hips up on this one. So I'm going to come up, hips, lower back, up, mid back, upper back. There we go. We've got it all up there. Hips are up there and everything. So we're going to stay in that position just for a second. I'm actually going to bring the hands up nice and slowly. Up to the 12 o'clock or facing the skies, and then bringing them back, twisting the hands and bringing the back of the hands onto the ground. So relax. Right, hips are in the air. Excellent. From here, I'm actually going to just plant my left foot, and I'm going to keep the leg bent and bring the right leg up as a raise. Beautiful. From there. Okay, hold it there a second, and then bring it back down to the ground. Okay, I'm going to swap over legs and then bring up my left leg. Okay, we're doing Pilates here. So this is now strengthening the mid and upper back, well, the whole back basically. Brilliant. And then all the way up. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Beautiful. And then back up again. Excellent. We'll do another each one of these, one more of each. And then I'm going to give it a nice stretch. Okay, one more. Beautiful. Okay. And then this one as well, excellent. So it gives you control of the spine and mobility of the spine as well, brilliant. And then I'm going to bridge roll back down again, so upper back, mid back, lower back, hips. Bring the arms back over for a second. I'm going to actually bring my knees up and grab hold of the knees for a second, and then just give it a little bit of a stretch on the lower back of the glute, so glute stretch on this one. Excellent. And stretch that for a sec. Brilliant. And just we'll check, did we do the plan? Okay. Yeah, we will be doing that. We will be doing that. Excellent. Okay, so when you're ready, right, I'm going to do this as a little experiment. So, because you kind of can do that easy now, I want to see if we can bring the feet back to about here. So I want to see if I can actually bring up the hips when I come down. So I'm going to come up and then back down again. Brilliant. That's strength of the lower abdominal. So to be able to lift up like that, you've got to have strength in the lower abdominal. Brilliant. And yeah, and as an exercise for the stomach, we can just do that 3 times as well. It's actually called reverse crunch hip dip, and then reverse crunch hip dip. It's a really good exercise for the stomach, lower stomach. And then on the third one, I'm going to see as far back as I can get my legs like this, and then eventually it'll become a plough where you can just let go and you kind of counterbalance around your midsection, and your legs are kind of like half balancing. You're just lying there. And it is a really, really good stretch for the lower back. So the plough is a really good one to develop into. If we can get to plough as well, that would be brilliant, because then we can start to actually do some Pilates up there as well. Half shoulder stands and things like that. So that's the next stage, I reckon. That's going to be brilliant. Oh yeah, the leg circles. Whilst we're in here, I'm going to do the leg circles. So I'm going to bring one leg forward to make it a little bit more advanced, or if I want to kind of, you know, if it's a bit too advanced to have the leg straight, I'll keep it bent for a second. I'll do a bit of 2 of each so you can see. So what I'm going to do now with this leg is bring it nice and straight up. Okay. From here, I'm going to bring it inwards, down, around, and they're called leg circles because they're basically circling the legs. That's it, basically one. I'm going to do 3 of these on the inside, so it comes into the inside, round for 2. Okay, so the more advanced version would be just keeping that leg straight and then bringing it in, 3, round, and then up to there. Okay, I'm going to go 3 backwards, so I'm going to go out on this one, 3, then inside, then back up to straight. Then this way round again, nice and slowly, so I'm not really rushing. I am keeping an eye on the time though. Okay, we are very much on time, I think. So this is perfect, 3. Okay, and this is the 3rd one, and then I can plant the leg down, brilliant. Now what we're doing is we're kind of using our glutes and our legs and all that stuff, but we're keeping our spine on the ground, so it's kind of like working around the spine, if you like. So the idea is we can start to really protect that spine and not involve it in everything we do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring the legs on the inside to start with, and then it comes to the outside and straight for 1. And then we're going to do 3 of these to the in, 3 to the out. Leg circles 2. These will get easier and easier. This particular exercise and the other Pilates, it takes about 2 weeks to master, and then it's just maintenance then. 3. And it's just trying to do this at least once a week. Okay, I went 4 there, went an extra 1, so we'll go outside, back in, and we'll just do 2 or 3 of these. 1, and then back out again, round, and 2. Okay, keeping the spine on the ground. I'm literally just using the hip muscles and the legs. 3, brilliant, and then power them back on the ground. I'm going to do a single leg glute stretch on this one rather than a double, so I'm just going to bring one leg in, stretch that out, and then let it drop, bring the other one in, up, and let it drop. So I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of a, what they call the boat, or a crunch if you like. Yeah, so I'm going to bring the hands out to the ground and then from here straight up. Okay, so that's kind of like what we would do, and then we would go to either a boat pose, something like that. But we can, yeah, we're going to work on stretching food. So I'm going to climb one leg down, I'm going to bring the other foot behind it to the side of the knee, on the outside. So the idea now is that this knee is going to stay up, and it's going to be like a satellite. I'm going to do a satellite. So this is going to be nice and straight, and then my hand's going to be nice and straight, and I'm just going to maintain that there. Okay. The other hand comes behind you to set up. Okay, when you breathe in, bring the head up, the chest up, the shoulders about ready, and then on the exhale, you slow down, and we twist, and we twist, and we twist, and we twist, and keep twisting. So we don't use our head at all. It's all about the shoulders, the chin, and everything else is relaxed. It's all about the shoulders and pushing down on your satellite. Beautiful. Hold that there for a second. Then again, slowly release. Let everything go. I'm going to bring the other hand behind me ready. Okay, so this one's behind me, and they're going to set up the other leg. So ankle against the knee to the outer knee. Hands set up ready, nice and vertical. Okay, take a nice deep breath in, shoulders back, chest up, head up, and then exhale. Round. Bringing the shoulders round again, nice head relax, chin relax. It's all about the shoulders. From there, we can relax. I'm going to bring the feet together for a second. I'm going to bend the knees so I'm actually using my heels there to slide up again. So I'm going to just put my heels there for a second. I am going to try to extend them out in a second. So I'm going to bring the knees up onto the heels. Bring my head and face and chest as close to the legs as I can. So that's kind of where I want to be when I'm lying forward. So it'd be nice to be able to do it like that. So this is where I want to try and achieve this position here. From here I'm going to start to slowly bring the heels away to lower the leg down. I'm coming down with it. I'm going to try and fix the body where it is. Okay, for today, that's pretty much as far as I can go. When you've kind of gone as far as you can go down, that's when you start to extend the hands out toward the ankles and get a very good stretch here. And then eventually each week it'll get slightly lower, slightly lower, slightly lower, and then you'll be able to do it straight back. But the idea is that you don't push down on the back, you don't put any pressure on the back, you use the hamstrings to do all the work. So my back's nice and safe here, and it's my hamstrings that are tight, not my back. So that's what I need to work on at this point. Really. But we never kind of push on the spine, you know, the spinal cord, you know, because it's very dangerous. So you do all the work from the hamstrings, not from the back. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to give it one more stretch off. We're going to bring back chest in. Lovely. We're nearly there. And then I'm going to bring my feet down. And then I'm going to lie down. Feet down. Brilliant. And we're even going to separate the heels a little bit, so here we go. I'm just going to lie down just for a second. So rather than just finishing a yoga routine or Pilates routine, going, right, I'm off to work, it's kind of more like, okay, soak in the day. At this point you could do meditation or something like that. Beautiful. Okay. All right, and then we'll start our day. Excellent. Thank you very much.